I share a lot about my journey. I focus a lot on self-help, personal development, overcoming sort of trauma, fears, and just going after your dream really. And don't worry so much what people think about you. There's also a spiritual side that I don't push so heavily. But many people that would know my journey, I'm aware of my spirituality. And like for instance, I've already done a spiritual book, and the next book that I will be releasing will be the spiritual. And a lot happens in my life, like an awful lot. And so at the moment, it's hard to put it into words, really, every little thing. So I think that's where the book's going to come beautifully. I get a lot of synchronicities. And a beautiful synchronicity was the fact that I had, within quick successions earlier, I just didn't get around to doing this video. I had 4 videos, and they were very close to one to another, with very similar messages. One had 111 on the, I think it was the likes. And I thought I'd share them. Now, look, my content isn't for everyone, and I don't actually think it's for now. I think I create for the future. So if my status increases, and people are actually interested in my journey of how I got from A to B, and it's helpful for them on their own journey, so they take an interest because they recognize that they could learn a thing or two from what I've been through and how I'm so resilient. And I always see the positive in the negative, and I transmute situations. With that in mind, I'm thinking it's helpful to share the journey then, because, well, like, why do I think this way? What sort of experiences have I had? Now, again, you're going to find that through many of my videos, but also through the books. And these 4 videos really get an insight into my personality and the connection I have to Source to Spirit. And it's quite interesting that Source gave me these videos just to re-emphasize to me. Um, so anyway, I just think it would just be helpful to other people. Again, only to people that are interested in healing and on a personal development path. Otherwise, it's not. It's not. This isn't me self-indulging. I just think it's going to be helpful to other people, which is why I'm sharing it. Part of me was thinking you could not share it and just, you've acknowledged what was said, continue on your path, which is kind of like what sometimes I feel like doing. But then I'm like, well, it might help, even if it just helps one person validate something. It's like, great, then we'll do the video. So it's going to be quite long. Likewise, it'll probably be on YouTube and TikTok, I'd have thought. See how it goes, of course. But it's just me listening now. I'm just going to listen. I'm not going to keep interrupting. There's no need. Let them do the talking. They're just acknowledging back. It's on my TikTok view page. It's not that I've asked them anything. It's not that they know me personally. It's just weird that all 4 videos correspond very accurately with one another. Also, incredibly accurate to my life and my path and what I know an awful lot about my journey through my spirituality. Yeah, I don't want to keep talking, so I'm just going to let them talk. We just turn the volume up at this end, and I'll probably just mute my mic.
Your resilience to stay within the light and to keep faith and hope after a dark period is your biggest strength. It's what makes you one of the universe's greatest warriors. See, if somebody comes in and says, the devil's coming for you, you're like, I was born and raised over there. That doesn't bother me. I don't even fight against the dark anymore. It's not a fight against it. I now fight to keep the light. I chose the light. I chose it after a very long time of learning how to step into it incrementally because I was born over there in the darkness. And when I say this makes your enemy and the energies of negativity tremble, because in a way you rule it. You're like, okay, come in, because I know how to get away from you the second that you're in my life. I know how to come back into faith now every single time. And you do it fast. It took you a while to learn how to do it this fast, probably up until you're at, older adult years. But now, yes, it's very easy for you to let go of situations that come in that do bring you frustration or do bring you anger or whatever it might be. And even if you're cautious, oh, I can feel some negative energy around me, you don't really care because you're so aware that you are taking the steps towards your own morals and values. You don't fall off your path. You know what I mean? You don't fall off your path. In a way, though, it feels like the test is over now. And now your fame or your wealth or your something or other is about to come in. And when people try to take that away from you, yes, you're going to have to use that skill that you have to be able to navigate away from darkness and really make some drastic decisions in the moment. You cannot let anyone swindle you with the next phase of your life. The universe has made sure that you will be in complete control of yourself and of your life and of your mind and of your morals and of your values before you actually enter this next phase. I feel as though people are going to start complimenting you on the street and saying, oh my God, you dress so beautifully. But at the same time, you're going to have a lot of people evil eyeing you. But at the same time, you don't really get affected by that energy anymore because you've been evil eyed so many times and have now, it's like you pity people. You know how to like pity someone that's evil eyeing you, and so it reverses the evil eye. You're so learned spiritually. Like when an energy of negativity comes in, you're just like, I know how to deal with this. I know what the opposite is. I know the psychology behind it. Like, you're smart. You're a smart cookie. And again, destined. I feel as though you've always hated the universe for placing you in the situations that you've had to be in when you were a child, but you don't understand how much you have actually learnt. Like, you really, it wasn't just the universe. The universe is trying to make you see it as, I didn't just place you into like a traumatic childhood. I saw you as a gladiator that I could put in the ring that could train to fight a lion. That's how I saw you. Okay? It wasn't a, oh my God, I'm going to throw into the depths of hell. No. It was, I can do that because I know how strong this soul is. Here is an issue in the universe. I need it solved. I need warriors to be there that are strong enough. And these are the warriors that I've picked. And you were somebody that has resilience, this huge resilience. It's like you don't die. It's like no matter how many times the enemy tries to cut you down, you just don't die. And it's like, can this person die? No, she won't die. In fact, every time that somebody cuts you down, you become more authentic and you grow and grow and grow. Interesting. And I wonder if this is actually to do with the type of soul that you have. It's like every time someone stabs you, it grows. Stab, grow, stab, grow. The enemy, I wonder if they're aware of this or becoming aware of this. And so they're just like, whoa, I don't know what to do with this energy because I've never dealt with this. Yeah, because you're special. You're special AF. You're different. Your energy's different. Biblically spoken about, I feel like you're going to be talked about a lot when you pass away in your life. Like when you die at 80 years old, yeah, people will speak about you. People already do without you knowing about it. You have no idea how many people are actually underneath you, healing from you. You have helped so many people. It's insane. Just these little people along the way, some of the most broken as well, you've brought light to. And I'm hearing you're very favored. You're very favored because you actually stick true to, again, you stick true to faith. And things work for you. When you work with a specific entity, you genuinely get their energy. You're like, wow, I just got to have a glow up. Wow, that really did actually work with my, you're so, because you actually do it so well and you give so much of yourself. I don't even know what this reading is. They just want me to channel. We're here at the Three Sisters. It's a, you can't see. You can't see. I'm
hearing that you couldn't be convinced. I've been hearing that this morning, that you couldn't be convinced by other people, like what was true for you and what was not. Birth as a portal. Let me the Hathers. You couldn't be convinced and you had to go on this like self-discovery journey where you found the truth. Fall into my arms. Surrender. Holding the opposites. Sorry, the sun is... okay.
So I'm not going to interrupt anymore. I'm just going to say it there. I got huge goosebumps in the last video, but I'm not going to interrupt to say things like that. I just want to make the point though. If anyone's seen my recent videos, I'm asking spirit questions myself, and I'm getting an awful lot of High Priestess and Empress. So I'm just saying that people who see my own videos, you'd see I'm getting the Empress and the High Priestess very often right now. And I'll leave it there. We'll see what cards come out throughout these videos.
Three of Pentacles, Strength, Knight of Cups. But you have found yourself. You have found your truth, and you couldn't be convinced because there's been a plan for you. Whatever journey you just went through, where you felt like people were like telling you what to do and what the truth is, and you did not listen, because you knew that what they were saying wasn't, like, it didn't align. And when people tell you things and they align, you get a feeling of resonance. You get a feeling of like, thank you. Like it's like a click. When people tell you things that you actually agree with and align with on a subconscious level. When people tell you something or things and you feel like there's something in there. This was for you to learn how to create your own reality, because there's something big. I just keep hearing that, like, because you weren't convinced, you went on this journey and you found the truth and you did something different with this truth. Like, this isn't the same. And this is a spiritual awakening collective, but it feels like you woke up. You woke up in a different way. And you're meant to you're meant to share. Like, I don't want to say teach, because that would be the energy of, like, I think that maybe you might think of teaching as like, I'm telling people what's true, or I'm telling people what to do. And this is not that. This is, you are sharing your story of what you've been through. And it was likely a very lonely journey, because it feels like everyone outside of you was trying to, like, not on purpose, but just didn't understand. And you didn't understand, but you knew you were the only one that was going to be able to understand. And you, I think you get it now. And I think maybe you're navigating, like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I get it now. I see the truth. You've done something big here. You've done something big with your darkness. Ace of Swords. Four of Wands. You've done something big with your darkness that has given you an immense amount of strength. And it is not what anybody has ever done before. And that's just like, that's a message that wants to come through. It's like, nobody, not one person, has ever done this before. Has ever done this before. The way in which you experienced it. And, like, I'm just getting that, like, the people that were around you were not experiencing the same kind of perception of suffering, because you had, like, there's been a divine plan for you. Nine of Pentacles. One in which you are one with the material world. It's like, this is a master manifestor collective. This is a collective that is meant to learn how to merge the worlds together, the spiritual and the material. And it's like maybe you're someone who grew up like there being this huge divide between those two things, between the spiritual and the material. Like you were someone that never knew what to believe in, and it feels like you tried to believe in the material and it fucking knocked you the fuck down. And then it feels like you tried to believe in the spiritual and you ended up being in the material as well. I don't know. I'm getting the chills in my legs. So this is feeling like a root chakra stability type of thing. Seven of Swords. One in which you did it yourself. And it's just feeling like this might be presenting you with some difficulties around, like, because it's kind of becoming clear that you're meant to do both. Like you're meant to be in the spiritual and the material, because your shadow. You did some shadow work, but what you did, you turned the shadow. No, hold on. Give me a second. There's this just thing with the darkness that you did, and I would like to, can I get some more clarity around the Ace of Wands, Justice? I just keep getting balance. I just keep getting you balanced out the spiritual and material world. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on with this message. You could not be convinced. You couldn't be convinced, so you had to go on this journey by yourself, and you found yourself on this journey. And you also did something with your shadow that I don't think has been done before. It's like you got your shadow working with you. What is this? You turned your like we've talked about this before. Like you are a collective that has been.
So she's getting a bit confused. All of it absolutely makes sense. I got you another immense amount of goosebumps. I know it's my guides confirming this is true. So what she's saying there about your shadow, I know exactly what she's saying. We all have like a positive, negative side to us. You have a shadow. You have the part that maybe can be temptation. It could be like the vices, the things. It can make you a bit fiery, a bit tempered. If you're in your shadow, like you're not really being authentic to yourself. But you kind of need to balance things out as well, though. So rather than the shadow keep pulling me in one direction, so 1 minute you want this, but it's fighting me this way. It's like I've reflected and I recognize everything. I balance between the spiritual and the material, just like she's saying, and that's how I live my life. So my alignment is a lot different to other people. I don't chase the fool's gold, but then at the same time, I don't keep my head in the clouds like a lot of other people. So some people that are like spiritual, they go too spiritual and they lose sense of reality. They go chasing a shadow, really. They just keep chasing and chasing. I use everything to make me better understand why things are happening and the best choices I can make for my life. And that's literally how I live in alignment. It's like, I just want to streamline everything. So instead of my shadow pulling me in one direction and me sitting there frustrated all the time, I'll have a moment and then I pick myself up and it's effectively push all my energy forward. So it's like, we ain't going to sit here and wallow this far for too long. We're not going to do that because that's not going to get us anywhere. So all that energy doesn't get misplaced. It gets pushed forward. So now let's focus on our goals. For instance, I spoke recently, I didn't want to work on my books at the moment. I just wanted to chill out over the winter. But Spirit has a bigger plan for me. I did a reading. They said they want me working on a book. It's important. And they, there's other nuances to that. But it's like, okay. And now I feel quite fresh about it. So come the beginning of the week, I'm going to be really hammering it because I feel fresh to do it now. I want to do it. It's weird. They've pushed me towards that. But again, I don't force myself to not, I'm not in a negative. So whatever I need to be doing, I'll do. And it's for a bigger purpose, of course, that's bigger than me. But I'm not going to keep interfering. I just thought that'd be interesting because she was getting a little bit confused, but I got it.
From doing this inner work, and in the process, you turned your ego to work for you. Your shadow, I'm seeing your shadow in like a box, and I'm seeing you open up the box, and I'm seeing you see the shadow for the first time, and I'm seeing you say like, I'm not gonna leave, I just opened you up. I just opened you up. I don't want to leave you yet. You don't even know how to you're raw. And so this is feeling like this nerve, this nerve exposure of yourself was you seeing your shadow and realizing that your shadow has been locked in this box its entire life. And I'm seeing the shadow go to the next video. I'm hearing that you couldn't be
you got me feeling kind of nervous and kind of intimidated, and I think that that's how people feel around you. I feel like you really make people feel nervous to interact with you, but not in a way where like they think that you're like mean or a bitch or anything. It's more so like you have this presence, even though it's like you could be very quiet, you could just be very reserved. It's like there's this aura around you that's just like so approachable, yet so like, I don't know if I'm want to, it's like, oh my god, so many people want to interact with you, so many people want to get to know you, but it's like a fear that stops them. It's almost like your inner power radiates outward to, you don't even have to say anything.
Like I said, I'm not going to keep interfering with the videos, but yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm very approachable. I can be the life of the party. I can be silly. I can be goofy. I have so many sides to me. I can be very light, but I think people are aware of my high standards. I'm not looking for a big circle, so I don't need to be flocked around. I'm just looking for very special people that have high value to their own lives. It's that level. It's like you either come correct or don't come at all. And I think the problem is people know I see through them as well. So yeah, I think that's where the problem is really. If someone's not ready, they're definitely not coming near me, are they? Because I'll see the flaws. And I don't like liars. So as soon as someone lies to me, it's like, I know you're lying and you've lost my respect. There's all these layers. And it's really hard, I think, for someone who hasn't done the work, I think, to approach. If it on a personal level, of course. I get people approaching for random things, so, and I try and help where I can. But yeah, I think on a personal level, it's harder for people.
You got me nervous. You got me like, I don't even know what to say. Like, people could feel like they don't know how to interact with you, but they want to. It's like there's something about you, like this light that shines from within that really gets people. You get people the Empress card. You get people wanting to like risk it. You got people wanting to face their fears for you. Like when I tell you, you were just, this is how people feel you. Doesn't it look intimidating to approach her? She's like, yes. Can I help you? Like, have you got something to say? Like, not in a bitchy way though, but it's like you know your worth. Okay? Like you know your worth. And you're very powerful. That's what makes you powerful, is knowing your worth. Okay? Like, I feel like you could come across in one way where it's like people might think that you aren't aware of your power, or you aren't aware of certain things. So like you could have people wanting to come into your energy and kind of take advantage, see what they can do, like test the waters. And then like they realize like you're not someone to be like played with. Like you're not someone to be played with. And I think that you kind of catch people by surprise by the way that you have boundaries, by the way that you like are not afraid to shut shit down. But it almost makes them want more because like you have boundaries. That's fucking attractive. it's attractive when you know your worth, but it's also intimidating because like people know that, okay, I can only approach this person if I come correct. Like you got people wanting to like get their shit in order to approach you. Like that's where the intimidation comes from, is being like, people feel like they need to be able to match your frequency in order to like be in your energy. And like I don't even think that's how you perceive situations. Like I don't think you're this type of person that's like, you need to be perfect in order to be in my space. Like you're very welcoming. The Empress is like nurturing, compassionate, loving, powerful being. You accept people as they are. You know, you're not gonna just be like, nope, sorry, I can't talk to you because you're not like that. It's like people get it twisted by the way that they might perceive you, but it's like you're very welcoming. It's more so like, don't play in my energy. Like you got a lot of people wanting to come towards you, like Emperor, like a lot of masculine energies are very attracted to you. You could even have like some masculine energies that are like actually on your level that want to, but it's almost like the Queen of Wands also, it's just like,
So where she says masculine, it's not male. I think I've really important to interrupt there. It's not that at all. It's just people that are more in their dominant energy, sort of like they don't want to be in their feelings. They're defensive, all those sort of feelings. That's the masculine. Like I said at the very beginning, I get a lot of cards referring to me as the Empress, exactly what she's talking about there, and the High Priestess. So I'm spiritual. I'm in touch with my emotions. I'm balanced, and I let things flow, and that's literally how I'm living my life. And of course, the counterpart would be a little bit of the opposite of that, I guess. But also, you know, other people. That's what she referred to. So this is not some other situation.
you're very intimidating. Like look at her. And this isn't gender specific, but like look at her. She's like you have people so tempted. People are so tempted to just like break down this wall of fear around them and just be like, hey. But they don't know what to say. People don't know what to fucking say to you. Like you literally, the Emperor again. You got these masculines fucking scared. You got them scared, but you also got them fantasizing. You got them literally so attracted to you. Like when I tell you the Empress, she's emanating this sensuality, this beauty, this mystery. It's like you are literally a mystery just waiting to be explored by people. But it's like, sorry, only a select few. Like not in a bitchy way. You have boundaries. You only let some people in your space in that way. Like you're very selective of who you allow into your energy because your energy is sacred. It's not something to just be freely given. You literally have people feeling like they're left out in the cold by the way that you have these boundaries up. And it's like, not in a way to do that. It's just in a way of like, you've created such inner peace that you're not willing to just risk it just for anybody. Okay, because it took a lot of work for you to get to this point, to the point that it's like, you know, I've got all my ducks in a row. I'm sitting in this energy, sitting pretty, like I know my worth. I'm at peace. I'm only going to allow in what provides me peace. You know what I mean? Like you're not willing to like disorganize your inner peace for just anybody. And I think that's incredibly honorable, and I'm proud of you for being able to get to a point in your journey like this, because I know it fucking wasn't easy to do a complete 180 in your life like this, but like I'm proud of you because I know it took a lot of inner work to be able to do this and to really see yourself in this way that allows you to create a space of safety within yourself and peace. But it's like there's a lot of things moving into your energy right now, not even just like connection, but like friendships and opportunities, and specifically like within your career. It's like you're radiating, and this radiant light that you're emanating is like you're in like a very, very perfect spot, right time, right place, right time. You're gonna be at the right place at the right time, always. I'm hearing lucky girl syndrome, lucky guy syndrome, no gender specific, but like this era you're in right now is your lucky era. King of Swords, like you're gonna have a lot of things coming towards you because of the drive and passion that you have right now. It's like this energy of power, it's almost like you're pouring it into what you're working on and what you're doing. It's like you're gonna see so many things coming into your energy right now because of your energy. everything's energy. Everything mirrors our energy. So it's like the more you're in this powerful, magnetic, alluring, abundant energy, that's what you attract. You got me feeling kind of nervous.
Before I get on to the final video, I just want to make the point really that, you know, like one of them said, you know, I'm not here to teach. I keep getting signs of this, and I get really, I wouldn't say angry, but I just get frustrated. A lot of time I switch off. I hate the word chosen one. I absolutely hate it. I'm not here to lord over people, and I don't like it. I hate it. I literally hate it. So if someone says chosen one, I like, don't get that away from me. I don't want that shit. I don't need labels. I don't want labels. I genuinely don't like that at all. So when she was the other one of them was saying about no, you not teach because that would be lording over somebody, and he's like, I've always said that I don't want that. I've turned down roles in the past, like the opportunity to be a supervisor. So who knows? I could have been a manager of all that. I was doing warehousing. I could have done. You never know where it would all lead. I don't like being above people though. You know, I like to be mingle in and be on the same level as people. You know, so I'm not interested in stats and stuff like that. So like that, and when they clarified that you're sharing your story, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not here to tell you this is this way, this is this way, this is this way. I'm just saying it how I do my way, and these are the results, and this is how I am with myself, and this is how stable I am with myself. These are the boundaries I've set. How have you become so strong and resilient? Well, these are the steps I took. This is how I live my life. This is my morals, and that's how I'll show people, and that's what I've been doing from day one. So all my books are in that vein, and all my future books will be in that vein. At no point do I say you must do this to do that. No, you must do what you want to do. You must follow your path. And we all know right from wrong. So we know if we're taking an easy way out. We know if we're trying to convince ourselves of a different path just to make it easy. That's up to you. That's the difference. I don't do that. Even if it's a tough decision and the outcome means 6 more months of heartache, if it means another year of turmoil, my standards are that high. I just refuse to do an easy way out. So my journey's been long. It's been long. I haven't given up. You know, my mind doesn't sort of switch off from the prize, if you like. I just always do everything with integrity, because the one thing I don't like living with, and I refuse to, and I don't have any, is regrets. If you live a life where you always make the best decision you possibly can in a given situation, no excuses, you can't regret anything, because you can't control an outcome. You can control your attention to something. So if you have a regret, it means you may be taking decisions that really went against really what you naturally should have done. That doesn't mean you can't have arguments. Doesn't mean you can't stand up for yourself. I've recently shared issues within my family, and when I speak up, and people see I stand firm, and that's important. I have that side to me, so I don't regret that, because sometimes you have to set that boundary, and that's life, you know. So I'm just here to share my journey and let people do what they want with that knowledge, or not do anything. You know, again, I talk about this a lot. It doesn't do anything to my life. You know, I'm here to try and elevate people who will then hopefully help other people, and then we raise the vibration of the planet. But I can't make people, you know, and it's like I have no interest in making people. So it's just all I can do is give people the tools, and it's to do what you want. So anyway, I just thought we'd clarify a little bit there. Let's go to the last one.
My, oh my, oh my. You don't even see what's coming. But it's good. It's real good. Child of the cosmos, you're not alone. Cracked open. Cracked open and big picture thinking here. Okay, so we'll start with that. Okay. Child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you, and you are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. This feels like a priestess. This feels like a priestess. This energy, this feels like a priestess, an oracle, a mystic here, a shaman, who is very, very much aware that she is alone but not lonely.
She may be alone in the physical.
Just because it's relevant to here is the only reason I'm interfering. I'm literally getting huge goosebumps and chills, and I know that's my guides. They're always with me. They're always giving me confirmation. So I can literally ask a question, and I'll know the words in my head. I'll know the answer. I can close my eyes and meditate just for like a couple of minutes, and then I'll just get visions of whatever I'm asking as well. If I chose to do that, I don't do that enough because my mind's always busy, and I'm always like focused on something else. I'm tired. I haven't actually slept tonight and it's like what we at now, 7 in the morning nearly. My energy's all over the place at the moment. It's driving me crazy. So of course, me meditating on that level isn't going to happen at the moment. But I can get my tarot cards and they'll answer me, and I never doubt the response. And that's the thing. I would literally bet, not even bet. There could be an opportunity, for instance, a career opportunity. And let's say someone offered you a £20 million offer. This is the level of my faith. Like, it is unwavering, just as all the other videos have pointed out. And I know Spirit's always with me. So if I was like uncertain, I've wrote it in one of my books. If I was ever uncertain of something, like, I don't know if it's my ego telling me do this because it's money. It's an opportunity, isn't it? If I weren't sure, I would just I'd get my cards out, because your mind can play tricks. In a situation like that, yeah. And whatever the cards come out and say, I would follow, and I do that in my life now. So sometimes I'm like, because your ego can get in the way sometimes, and I'm overtired. So it's like, sometimes I just want an answer. Like, what should I do? I've had situations like that recently, like where should I travel? I'll visit my mum, do this, do that, and it's like, no, and it's like, that messes my plans up, and I'll clarify, and I'll get the answer, and I'm like, okay, if this is what you're telling me. And that's how I live. So all the answers I get is like, I don't doubt them, and I don't keep questioning them. It's like the same way you wouldn't keep questioning someone over and over just because you want a different result. They've told me the answer, and my guides are as stubborn as me. I kid you not. If I ask them something and they answer me, and then I ask again, they may answer me. If I ask a third time, I get nothing. The cards won't do anything, and then I have to literally almost like beg and plead with them. There was one time I had to sort of say to them, and this is literally what happens with me, because I said, I know you're as stubborn as I am. It's what I had to say. And I said, look, honestly, I just don't. I'm getting mixed message. I'm not understanding it. I really just want to know. Could you please just be clear and just tell me with one card, like whether I should do this or that, or what's this? And I kid you not, the card will just fly out. But as soon as I start shuffling, the card will fly out. I'm like, you are stubborn. But it's about being respectful to them too. And they're always guiding us, so that everything's a lesson. So sometimes if they don't answer you, it's because they want you to learn something on your own. All these beautiful, beautiful things. And that's literally how my life is. So I can't just give people what I'm experiencing, but I can share what I'm experiencing. And then maybe they will or will not have that experience, because I'm not in their shoes. I don't know what level their soul and spirit is. I don't know the level of their guidance. I'm just learning the level of my guidance, and I know how powerful my guides are because I've been building that connection. I'm understanding the levels. It's been incredible, beautiful. And I respect the higher echelon. I do not disrespect them, and that's the thing. So anyway, I'm going to carry on.
Physical sense. But in the spiritual world, she is quite literally always surrounded. This feels like a priestess, like an oracle, a medium, a channeler here. Surrender to the alchemy of life. Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. With the Fool here, and Justice. The Fool and Justice. She has quite literally, and I'm going to say here, she here, this feminine energy, because it does seem like a feminine energy, okay, has quite literally taken one of the most massive spiritual journeys of her life, quite possibly, of her life. All on the whim of spirit, of this knowledge that she has. Things are quite literally being alchemized here, and all because she took this leap. All because she took this leap. And this next group of cards is a big chunk, okay? A lot came out, but
So I'm just going to interfere here. I don't want to keep doing that, but I just think it's important to give some context because I don't know if she's going to start saying some wonderful things, and hopefully that's nice because I haven't heard it since earlier. When I say earlier, the previous day, sort of, because it's like it's 8 morning now. You know, when you go on a spiritual awakening, it is so lonely. It's a strange situation. I just want to explain that a little bit, so then people can maybe understand how far you've come. Like I've just explained the experiences I have, and that's took time to develop. And when you start your journey, and then even as you start discovering it, and you get elevating a little bit, it because of where you see other people on their journey. So some very gifted tarot readers, mediums, you just think, I wonder if I'll ever have that ability. They're telling you you have it. They recognize it, and you'll think there's an insecurity. Like maybe I don't have that gift. Um, But my journey started with me just constantly. I just had an inner knowing that something's not right. Something needs to be delved into here. It was just like a moment. It was after my daughter was. I had a family situation, but for most of my life, I kept seeing like the number patterns, like 1111 on the timer all the time, and I was like, "This is weird. Like, why do I keep seeing that?" But you just ignore it. Um, and then it just came a moment where I just couldn't ignore for anything anymore, and I was just too curious. And I've wrote about this in one of my books where um, I checked my horoscope and it said you're delving deeper into esoteric. You're looking to deeper meaning to life, like what purpose, like what how the realities of everything. And I was genuinely really curious, and I wanted answers because I kept thinking the zodiacs. Why are they so accurate? People can say, "Oh, it's a load of nonsense," but yet most people acknowledge their zodiac. If you didn't believe in it, why would you care? Why would you even care what your zodiac is? Why would someone say I'm a Pisces, for instance? Like, I'm an Aquarius, but why would someone even give themselves a title of any of that if they don't believe in it genuinely? It's like you do if you a little bit, if you cling to that and you know your zodiac. So that begs the question, doesn't it? How the hell is that accurate? That's when my mind really just started firing. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm getting number patterns. I'm getting that. Then I had like social media through TikTok. It was pointing towards my future a little bit, and it said, look out for like feathers, like the angel feathers from angels. And I kid you not, outside the door, I opened the door and a pure white feather, and I was like, that's mad. That's some mad stuff. So I'm telling family, the closest family, and some curious, some not, some ignorant. My mum didn't want me going anywhere near it. I think because she's gifted and her mother was gifted, but they seem to have this fear of something. Something happened in childhood where I don't know. I don't want to talk on it because it's her life. It's her thing. But effectively, they had to have a Bible to sort of help them deal with something. And I'm learning more about the path, how our guides interact with us, and how you call upon them more. Well, I think they didn't have an ignorance; they just didn't know. And I know now because I've thrown myself into it. So my mum was trying to protect me by not letting me learn anything. She was saying, "Why do you need to know that? Why have you got to push it? Why can't you just let it go? Just let it go. You don't need to know. You don't do it. And all that." So she's quite superstitious with some things. And I'm like, no, I can't let go. My mind doesn't let me let go of anything. If I'm focused on something, I'm coming at it like a freaking dog. I'm like on it, and I won't. I can't just leave something open ended. I must know the answer. So yeah, I've just gone on my path, and now I understand. Like for instance, I do like every night. I'll before I go to sleep, I'm even polite to my guides. To respect. I call them in. I say, my guides and angels, can you please come close, protect me? And I make sure they do that as I go to sleep, so they're around me. I then put my shielding around me, so I do imagine a white light around me, and then the next stage is I always ask Archangel Michael, and I say, Archangel Michael, could you please come and cleanse my energy and remove any negative energies or entities from my aura and my physical space. And kid you not, literally within seconds, my mind, when my eyes are shut, it just goes bright, and I know it, and I feel peaceful, and I feel a sense of like I feel it, and I know he's there doing it for me. So I know the connection I have to him, and I know I can call him in like an army, and I've built that. And the light I do when I do my shielding, for instance, it was hard for me at first. I just couldn't visualize. And now I can do this magical light dance thing that happens. It's just like, and sometimes I do get spiritually attacked and it goes dark and I have to fight it because I can't even connect to, sometimes it gets to the point where I can't even connect to my guides. Like something's really trying to affect me. Like it's really trying to be malevolent. And I'm like, I'll fight it myself then, because I need to clear the space so then I can call the army in, if you like, you know. And I'm aware of that. That gets a bit more intense. But I was like, I know I'm a light source. I know I'm a light source. I had a very gifted medium say that to me. You're like a lighthouse. They had a vision of this lighthouse, and people were going to this lighthouse. And as they got closer, like, she realized that I was that source of light that everybody was going to. And I thought, that's beautiful. So I knew instinctively, lighthouse, I have a light in me. I'm light. So if something's bothering and I can't connect to my guides, it will take me a few seconds, like even a minute maybe, me just sitting there in peace. Even if I feel threatened, I just stay peaceful. It's like something might attack me. Maybe you win, maybe you don't, but I'm not giving up. And as soon as I have a breakthrough, I'm calling in the army, you know. So I just fight back with my light, and then I just, all of a sudden, it just pours out of me, and then it's a bit flickery at first when it's like that, and then it gets stronger and stronger to the point where now it's like, it's powerful, it emanates, you know. And at that point, then I just call my guides and source, you know, Archangel Michael, all of them, you know. This is where I need you right now. This is where you need to be. And I kid you not, then it all clears up. So this is the experiences I have. This is, again, people can do what they want. This is how I live. This is how I live, and I take it very serious, because there is another side to this existence, and it's a side that we return to when we've had this life expires. So then you start to understand a bit more about life and death, to the point where we're souls having this human experience, and we're connecting back with Source. They're monitoring us, and it's important that we are respectful of our vessel, because it's sacred. So don't take stupid risks with it. Live the life and your purpose to how you should be fulfilling it, so then you don't waste your life. So when you get to the end of your life review on the other side, it isn't a wasted life. It hasn't a wasted existence. And that's how I live my life. So I have high morals, because I'm not here to waste my life. I refuse to waste the life. Anyway, I thought I'd just interject there. And again, I've built that over time to become the person I am today, and how strong I am and wise I am. Yeah.
I was like, I rarely take big chunks like that, but this I couldn't pass up. Couldn't pass up this one. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Magician, the Lovers in reverse, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Sun. You see why I couldn't pass that up? I mean, it's one hell of a message here. She has literally opened the door to her manifestations. She is quite literally alchemizing things. Alchemizing things into her benefit, into opportunities, into abundance, into love, to financial gain. She is alchemizing all of it. Okay. When I clarified the Lovers in reverse, because I was like, what the hell? This is what I mean. If I can get the card, I love these cards so much, but they stick together. So the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hangman in reverse. There is a situation here, relationship she walked away from, and instead of allowing this pain to kind of like overcome her, she's quite literally alchemizing it into power. She's feeding it into her manifestations, this transmutation here of this pain. She's quite literally using it as fuel to alchemize. This was a situation where there was no growth to be had here. There was everything that had been kind of learned from the situation had been learned. There was nothing that was going to change. I almost feel like this is a situation where someone here refused to learn anything. Refused to have an open mind and see things from a different perspective. No. And she walked away from it. She made a choice here. She made a choice. The Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. She made a confident choice, a loving choice for herself here. With the Nine of Cups and the Sun, she is alchemizing this pain. Like, fucking hell yeah. Alchemy.
I don't mind interfering a little bit because the video is not that long left, to be totally honest. But if you look at my books, to be honest, you're talking about alchemizing the pain. That's exactly what I've done. That's exactly what I've done. I refuse to be a victim of anything, and I've used my biggest trauma to become my biggest breakthrough, if you like. And that's what I do. I alchemize, I don't, any things that are there to destroy you become my biggest strength.
Alchemizing it. Okay. That is at the bottom of the deck. The I'm sorry card. I'm just going to leave that there. Okay. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles and then the Emperor here. And I was like, that's a little interesting, dude. What's going on here? The King of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Star reversed, the Ten of Cups, the Six of Cups. With the Two of Cups and the Knight of Swords. When I fucking tell you, okay, that she is this feminine energy, this Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles energy here is quite literally alchemizing her pain and her, like this sense here, like these trials, these tribulations, she is alchemizing her pain into power. Okay, and she's feeding it into her manifestations. And it is fucking like crazy. So in this energy here of her being this safe space, I almost want to say it's connected to the other reading I just did. In this energy of her being this safe space of this loving and nurturing thing, here comes along this Emperor. And this Emperor, when I clarified it, that's why I got all this, okay? Starstruck. She's going to be a little bit unsure about this, okay? Because the clarifying the star in reverse is the Hermit and, well, the Eight of Swords and then the Hermit. So she's kind of alone, kind of like, I don't know. I really kind of like being alone. I've really gotten comfortable being alone. I don't know how I feel about this. But he's not taking no for an answer. There is so much, like 100% sure here of what he wants. Look, even like this finger, like, I want that one. I want her. Walking away from whatever situation this was exactly what she needed to do. Like, it may have been hard, but she is fucking like, what you doing, girl? This may be someone with the I'm sorry, maybe apologizing. We do have the Six of Cups as well. So it could be with somebody from the past, but whatever they were in the past is not what they are now. For sure. For sure. This is quite literally walking away from something that was no longer benefiting you and not letting it get to you, but like literally transmuting and alchemizing that energy into your manifestations. And shit's about to get real fucking good. Real good.
So yeah, I don't want to go on too far with it. Nice. Yeah, I've shown too much, to be honest. I've shown a lot of my journey, and I'm not going to keep showing all the signs I get because they're personal to me. and you can actually derail yourself as well. But I've shared so much about the signs I've had about my future, which in its current form would seem delusional at best, wouldn't it? So I don't say it in any way to elevate myself above anything or anyone. It's really just to show the signs I receive, and then when they come true, hopefully it'll help people have their breakthrough as well and say, look, he said that. So what? Wait, I'm leaving a trail. That's all I'm doing. So I will clarify the signs I've had, and I've had visions of it. I had a vision of someone with me in the future, and they had a child around their waist, and it was the person I consider my counterpart, who I already know, which is kind of what they're pointing about, someone from the past. And as much as I get frustrated waiting, and sometimes I get a bit like, you know what, I'm happy to just bring, like, if there's never going to be them, then bring me someone that's aligns, because you can't wait forever. But I know it's them as well, though, so it's frustrating as hell. So you're just in this limbo state while they heal, That's literally what it is. And yeah, I've had a vision of our future, and it's nice, isn't it? And it's like where they said they're the emperor. It's like, exactly, I'm the empress. So it's energy. It's not the gender. I know how strong they are. I know the healing they have to go through, but I know once healed, they're incredible. They're incredible. Like the conversations we'll have, the relationship we would have, every aspect of our life, it'll be just elevated together. It's just, you're just bouncing off each other all the time. I'll see the beauty and the qualities in them. Meanwhile, they see the same in me, and it's like, that's incredible, isn't it? You're not challenging each other. It's like a beautiful relationship. It's not like most others where they've just settled. So it takes time. So I've been single for like 7-8 years. Now, whether people want to believe that or not, it's up to them. All you've got to do is watch my videos throughout all that time. I've never been, does it look like I'm with anybody? You wouldn't even have an inkling, because it's like, it hasn't happened. My standards are that high, and I've been frustrated too that it's took this long. But you think, if you want the best, it takes time, doesn't it? So it's up to you where you invest your time. And it's like, for me, it's worth the wait. So again, if people are jealous at the end, it's irrelevant to me, isn't it? But you know what? I've focused and I've dedicated myself to being ready, I've done the healing. So on the other side of that, I get a lot of signs about career picking up. It's going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of wealth. It's completely different life to what I've lived, but it's the life that I was supposed to live. Again, like people alluded to in the previous videos, where they said you was put there because you're like a gladiator. They knew you would overcome it. So you wasn't put there to hurt you. It was put you to learn the lessons, so you can alchemize it and transmute that, improve your life, and by extension, it will help other people by your telling your story. That's what that is. Now, of course, I didn't know that going through it, but I know it now, and I'm relentless. So in the future, I'm just saying it here because I've already said it before. And again, it's not to posture above; it's just to show. So you would argue if it happens, but I just say when it happens because I know I have that much faith in spirit and the signs. When it happens, that's the life I'll have. Effectively, potentially relocate, an awful lot of money, be with sort of the love of my life, be married, happily married. We'll have a child of our own. So we'll have, I already have a child, so we'll have 2. But I won't be, what do you call it, like selfish with the money. I'll potentially create a charity. I will help people. And that's the legacy I will leave behind. It would be like, I'm always going to be of service in some way or another for my entire life. That's the sign I had. Even if I wanted to take a break, they don't let me. And that's the path I'm on. But that's my prophecy, And when they say you'll be spoken about after you're gone, it's like I've had a lot of signs like that too. It doesn't bother me because I don't need to be remembered. I don't need that in my life if people will see my journey. But I get a lot of signs pointing towards that you've come here to do big things and you will achieve those big things. There'll be people that are jealous along the way. There'll be people that from the past who, why you? And it's like, you're missing the point because you're not understanding the spiritual journey or the fact that our soul come here for a purpose. It's not a case of you knew me at that stage. You just knew the small version of me, and you want to keep me. You're just always competing, whereas I don't compete. I just keep moving and flowing. So that's really where the problem's going to be for people, is they're not going to be able to accept it because they're too busy competing rather than focusing on their own life and living in alignment with whatever that life is. Again, I talk about that all the time. It's important that you live life that you're supposed to live, not one that you see someone else living in. Now you want that because that's not in alignment, is it? So I've shared an awful lot, and I don't do it, like I said, I do it just to share the signs. And then let's see if it comes true. The person I consider my counterpart lives in a completely different country. We haven't spoken for a year. It would seem absolutely impossible at this stage, wouldn't it? I'm just saying on that side. Money-wise, it's struggle like hell at the minute. The idea that I could be rich seems absolutely mental. So let's just see how it plays out.